It's been a long time since I did this. George and I first kind of got to know each other during Jelly's Last Jam. I replaced Gregory Hines in that show. And but that was like 25 years ago we're talking. It's been a long time. I kind of hung my tap shoes up after that, so they're a little rusty. You know, I have to knock the dust and the rust off them a little bit. But I like a challenge. And I didn't know how my body would work either, you know, so I actually threw some tap shoes on a few months back just to see what would happen. And my time was very awful, you know. My brain could hear it, but somehow in the circuits down to my feet, it wasn't translating properly. So, but it came back after a while. But it's still shameful getting in the room with those kids that are dancing their butts off, you know, and Saint throws a step down, you know, and they pick these things up immediately.
I'm watching the rehearsals. I'm seeing energy, I'm seeing intensity. I'm also seeing certain actors trying to keep up with a certain dancer out front. Is that fair?
Absolutely. I'm sure one of the actors you're seeing trying to keep up is me, you know? This is, you know, I can only speak from my own experience. I've not tap danced for over a decade. And the kids, they do it different these days than when we were tap dancing. No, it's a very different style. And so, because Savion is an incredible choreographer and you know, artistic genius, what he does. And so, you know, and because he comes from the greats, he learned from the great men of hoofing and that old style of tapping. So it's almost like the voices are speaking to him, you know, the ancestors of this great art form are speaking to him, and then it just sort of comes flying out of him, and he just sort of says it, and then you just kind of have to catch up, you know? So for me, it's been an incredible challenge to try and sort of, you know, keep up with something that I never even learned to begin with. Come March, we're gonna be brilliant, but you're seeing us early on. And I guess, you know, seeing a rehearsal process early on, it's not so rare to see people trying to keep up. That's when it happens. By the time we get to previews and opening night, we've got all of our mess worked out. But you're seeing the mess, the glorious mess.
With Savion, the language that he speaks is foreign to me. It's not foreign to everybody in the room. It's absolutely foreign to me.
For example?
And well, you know, I learned how to tap traditionally. You know, I can say this, I learned how to tap from the white folks. I was at a ballet bar. It was very technical. And there's nothing wrong with that as well. You know, I honor that because I actually know how to tap as a result of that. Now it's like learning a whole nother language with the same vocabulary that you already know, if that makes sense. It's such an interesting process for me because it's rhythmic. He will create a rhythm. The rhythm will translate to his feet, and it just comes out, the end.
And then you're supposed to follow.
And then it's up to us to sort of pick that up and learn that language. And that's exciting to me. You know, it's exciting, it's scary. The ego has to be left at the door, you know, because I can't be perfect the first time out. You know, as a Virgo, we like to do that. So it's such a wonderful process for me in terms of reminding me to not be afraid to exist outside of my comfort zone.